my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Yes, I do. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose
You taught me how to laugh again. You showed my feet how to dance again. You made my heart beat fast again. With your love, sweet love, you put the twinkle in my eye again. You brought the swagger to my stride again. And every day I thank my lucky stars above for your love, sweet love. You give me love. You give me love, sweet love. In the middle of a crowd, you make me giggle right out loud. It's astounding how my walls come guess I don't remember when, 'cause you took the worry from my brow. You believed in me and you showed me how to love, sweet love. You put the sunshine in my skies again.
Love, sweet love.
You make me glad to be alive again.
Love, sweet
Oh, I hope we never have to part, 'cause who would fix my broken heart with love, sweet love? You give me love. You give me love. Love, sweet love. Sweet love.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, our morning celebration here at the Inspiration Cafe in Paoli, Pennsylvania. I'm Maxine Kay, and I'm so fortunate to be the spiritual leader of this beloved community. Wherever you are in the world, and wherever you may be on your spiritual path, you are so welcome here. We love that you have chosen to invest this hour of love and joy and creativity and inspiration with us. We love our community, and our community extends beyond these walls. So thank you for being with us today. You know, we have beautiful spiritual tools that we use for every imaginable human condition, and we love to learn about them. We love to practice them. We love to share this teaching and this beautiful philosophy with others, because we're really here to make a difference in our own lives, and we're really here to make a difference in the world. We do that one person at a time, and then coming together in loving, beloved communities like this to raise the consciousness in our own lives and our communities and even beyond that. Because we know that each person, every person, without exception, in this entire world is the beloved in whom God is well pleased. We understand that most people haven't awakened to that awareness yet. And so we have a very important mission, and it is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Now, if you haven't thought of yourself lately as spiritually magnificent, perhaps today would be the day to begin to contemplate that truth. It's more than a fact, it is the truth. And we love supporting each other in our community and beyond as well. And we also know that there is a way to change our thinking, our feeling, our beliefs, and to make a difference in our personal lives, to enhance them in every possible way, in our health and well-being, in our prosperous flow of good of every nature, in our loving and compassionate relationships with others, and in our creative work experience. We love utilizing these beautiful principles of science of mind, and they do make a difference in our lives, in our community, and ultimately in the world. Because something that we are all about here is co-creating a world that works for everyone, a world that works for all sentient beings, and the world itself. So we use these beautiful spiritual tools to improve personal challenges, and we share our light and our love with the world. So stick around. We love being with you this morning. And now we're going to have an opening song. What do you suppose it is called? Love, love, love.
I feel the rhythm beating in my heart, a blessing from above. I hear the message in a melody. It's all about love, love, love. It's all about love, love, love. It gives me hope for let's dance. Tomorrow might be too late, so let's not waste the chance. I feel the rhythm beating in my heart, a blessing from above. I hear the message in a melody. It's all about love, love, love. It's all about love, love, love.
I think that God must be a lover of jazz, band leader in disguise. The master conductor has created us to improvise.
I feel the rhythm beating in my heart, a blessing from above. I hear the message in a melody. It's all about love, love, love. It's all about love, love, love.
Oh, that was fun. Okay, kids, gather round. It's time to have just a couple of minutes with me before you enjoy the rest of your beautiful Sunday. It's chilly here in Philly, isn't it? Well, that's right. That's why we have nice warm clothes to keep us warm during all kinds of weather. One thing that I didn't have everybody out there share with me and speak aloud today, I'll ask you kids to join too. And it is our powerful slogan. Would you like to say it with me, everybody? Living, loving, learning, spirituality. That works. Thank you. Okay, kids, it's going to be Thanksgiving this coming week. Are you ready for that? Is this a holiday you enjoy a lot? Not only do you get to have a lot of good food and watch football and be with your family and sometimes grandparents that you don't see that often, but it's a wonderful way to gather and give thanks for each other. And the turkey, if that's what you choose to eat, can be wonderful too. But let's also realize that this is a season of thanksgiving, giving thanks for all of our blessings. And that's something that I think we could do every single day of the year, not just at Thanksgiving. But thinking about the things that we appreciate is a wonderful way to open our hearts and to even find ourselves receiving more blessings. Now, being loved and loving is kind of a wonderful thing to do all the time, isn't it? And I'm thinking back to when my kids were little. They sure aren't anymore, but when they were, sometimes somebody at school may say something that hurts your feelings or confuses you, and you don't feel very loving toward them right now. It's hard to do, huh? My kids used to say they'd put their fingers up on top of their heads like they were little antenna on a little bug, and they go, "He hurt my feelers." Did you ever get your feelers hurt? You know what my kids used to do when they were little and somebody hurt their feelers? We usually had a few cats in the house, and they would just go to a cat and get comfort from the cat. And if you have a cat or your dog or a pet of any kind, I'll bet you love to snuggle them when you need a little bit of comfort and you need a little bit of love, huh? Well, we still do that with yoga. By the way, do you know that yoga is 21 years young today? Our puppy is 20 years young, and it is a wonderful time to celebrate her birthday. We made the birthday the Sunday before Thanksgiving because 17 years ago, that's when she found me, and we've been together ever since. And then she got a Papa Mike, and she's one happy little girl. She doesn't mind that she doesn't see her here. I mean, she has a wonderful life. She's happy and healthy and 21 years young. Isn't that great? And so we sometimes go to yoga for comfort, like she comes to us for comfort. And just holding that little sweetie makes you feel good, doesn't it? And did you ever stop to think that dog, which is spelled D-O-G, if you flip that word around, it's G-O-D because God is in everything and everyone, even those people that may have hurt your feelers. And so it's not easy sometimes to see past the way somebody may have behaved, to remember that they too were created out of the love of God. And so we need to learn to see through to the other side. We need to do this magical viewing where we can appreciate something wonderful about a person who may not even know that about themselves yet. And it's kind of magical. It's like opening our hearts to a new possibility as we're enjoying our gratitude time. Let's use it also for really seeing the way God sees everything and everyone. Once we look through to the heart of a person, magically, we begin to experience love. So just enjoy your day and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And we'll see you next week. Bye. Okay. I think we can have a meditation now. Do you like a meditation? I see you all nodding your heads. Okay, let's come together in the one heart, the one mind of God. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, please do so. Let's take a deep holy breath together, breathing in the life of spirit, which is love. And as we exhale, let's feel that love being shared throughout the room and beyond. Let's take another deep sacred breath together. 1, 2, 3. And then release it to let that love shine out from our hearts to all other hearts. And for that moment, we have breathed together. And inspiration means breathing in. So we inspire one another. But when we breathe together, when we let our hearts beat together as one, that's a conspiration, a conspiracy of love and goodness. So let's just feel that presence of God's love, which is everywhere present within and running through all creation, and feel ourselves centered in that beautiful presence. For we have no interest in the love of power. We have all interest in the power of love. And it is powerful, and it heals, and it reveals the truth within us and within others, and within the greater world itself. So let's just continue experiencing that precious presence, and let our hearts be so filled with the warmth of the love light within us that it grows brighter and warmer and begins to move out into our families, our neighborhoods, our greater communities, into the world itself. For we are planting seeds of love, seeds of truth, and with a deep faith and clear understanding, we know that these seeds are taking root and revealing within what appears to be a divided world filled with anger and conflict, that the seeds of love, of connection with others, are sprouting in a healthful and beautiful way. We have confidence in these seeds of truth that we plant. We have trust in the expression of love that comes from the great heart of God and through each one of our hearts as well, to heal, to lift, and to transform. Let's just let that beautiful recirculating fountain of love within our hearts continue to flow out and to flow in, never ceasing, always illuminating and lifting consciousness everywhere. Let's take a silent moment and feel the love expressing. And with a growing sense of gratitude, we are delighted and give thanks for that loving presence, healing and inspiring every cell of our bodies, every corner of our consciousness, and the entire human consciousness as well. We are awakening, and it is the love which is causing us to stir. How grateful we are. All is well. All manner of things are well.
Look for love within the spaces, even in the cold, hard places. There is nothing that exists that is not love. When you're tempted to withdraw, sit in stillness and recall all the times you discovered unsuspecting love. 'Cause love is everything. Yes, love is at the core. And if love is everything, then it opens every door. In times of peace and times of doubt, don't be fooled by those without. There is nothing missing. It's a call from love to turn within and see the truth. This universe inside of you is the secret garden, sprouting seeds of love. 'Cause love is everything. Yes, love is at the core. And if love is everything, then it opens every door. So step into this world with the grace of an angel and spread your wings and soar with the faith of a child. 'Cause love is everything. Yes, love is at the core. And if love is everything, then it opens every door. Yeah, if love is everything, if love is at the core, if love is everything, then it opens every door. Let it open every door.
And love does open every door. That was lovely. Thank you. Now, I'd like to welcome our practitioner of the day, Joe Lurquin, to start us off with some wonderful quotations and then his opening prayer treatment. Joe?
Good morning. My name is Joe Lurquin, and I'm a practitioner with the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to today's celebration, the bringing together of our creative community with appreciation and gratitude. I'd like to start this with a reading of the following quotes. Cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. By Ralph Waldo Emerson. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. John F. Kennedy. What is gratitude but a powerful focusing of light to where love, memory, and all within the human heart is present to magnificent light? When we're grateful to God, who is all power, all light, we align ourselves with His power, His goodness, and that causes us to let go of dark thoughts and go forward. Mary Baker Eddy. Enthusiasm reaches out with joy, for there is nothing depressing about it. It reaches out in faith, for there is no fear in it. It reaches out with acceptance, for there is now no doubt in it. It reaches out as a child, for there is no uncertainty about it. Ernest Holmes. I'll state this treatment in the first person. You may take it for yourself. This is what I know. I know that there is only one source, one God, one. And I know that I am of the one, for there is only one, and we're all part of the same source, the same one, the same law, the same. I know that all these things are absolute perfection, for that is what I have inherited in me, in my spirit, and in my knowing that this is the proper place and the proper way to be. I know that I am the image of God, for that is what I am. And I know this is the truth. And I know that everything about me is the perfection of the one. And it glows inside me as a spark of light, and that light goes stronger and stronger every day. And I know this is the truth. And I appreciate everything that I have, and I am very grateful for everything that there is and everything that has been given, not given to me, but has manifested himself in me. So that I know that all this thing is absolute perfection. And I know this is the truth. And I release this knowing it is already accepted, it is already done. As we take together, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Joe. Would you care, all who have access to the words on the screen, to share with me our affirmation for this morning? I am love, loving, and lovable, and I happily expect the expansion of love in my life. Yes. Well, you have a treat today. All the way from Malvern, Pennsylvania, our speaker today is going to share with us the wonderful ways that he knows we can plant the seeds of love and have a happy and cheerful expectancy of them blossoming beautifully. You know and love him, and many of you are with him on Saturday mornings for our wonderful Science of Mind book study. Will you please welcome our beloved Reverend Mike Gerdes?
Okay, we're all in love this morning. The truth is, no matter who you are, we're all in love this morning. Do you know why? Because all there is love. Because God is love and God is all there is. So the truth of who you are has to be love. That love that individualizes itself and knows itself by means of you. So you may say, well, that's fine and good, but how come I don't always experience that? Like some of us are going to be going off to Thanksgiving and seeing people that we dread seeing. You know, we have to see them once a year. Maybe we see them in Christmas too, but you know, we know who's coming and we roll our eyes. How do you deal with that? Well, I'll tell you, I've been there too, and that doesn't happen to me anymore, thank God. But what I can do is I can recognize who those people are. But first I have to recognize who I am. And before I can recognize who I am, I have to start with loving God. I have to really embrace the presence of God. I have to embrace the consciousness that love is. God is love. And that love is everywhere and right where I am. I can't love somebody else unless I learn to love myself first. And I can't love myself without first loving God. So once I embrace the concept of God is love and love God, I can begin to love myself. And I can begin to forgive myself for all those places where I've made mistakes. You say, well, there are no mistakes. There's no failures. Well, there is. There's that first attempt in learning. There's course corrections we make in life. And there's things that we want to do differently. But we don't need to beat ourselves up about those. That's the important part. Because if you start beating yourself up about a mistake or a failure, you're just making another mistake, creating another failure. We need to focus on the truth. The Spirit is continuing to guide us and lead us to a greater expression of life and love. And that love which we are has to come forth as we embrace that. And as I embrace that love of myself and I forgive myself for my foibles, places where I've expressed unintelligent use of intelligence, we all do that from time to time, I can begin to look at those other people that up until then I didn't particularly care for, and I can recognize their perfect expressions of God's life expressing individually by means of them too. And I can forgive them for not living up to my expectations. I've found that I can have high expectancy of things. I can have high expectancy of my circumstances, my situation, my life, adventures. But there's a difference between expectancy and expectations. Expectations have to do with outlining how that good is going to come about. And I got a tip for you. Have expectancy, but do not be expectant that they have to come a certain way. That's outlining. Outlining is a mistake. You'll find that out. Because life doesn't turn out sometimes the way you planned it to. Because sometimes divine mind has a better plan for you than you know for yourself. So don't limit God. When we do our treatment work, when we do our spiritual work, when we talk about what it is that we want and we release the effects, we release the work to Spirit to manifest it in our lives. Now, I had a congregant a number of years ago at a previous church. They were churches back then. That wanted to do a spiritual mind treatment for this particular man that she wanted to marry. I said, June, we don't do that. We treat that you have your right and perfect marriage partner, you attract the right and perfect person, that you have the same type of qualities, you attract one another, but we don't treat for Joe. We don't put his name on it. And she says, I am too. Well, guess what? She got what she treated for. Poor dear. We need to be really clear what is ours to do. And ours to do is not to make things happen. Ours to do is to open ourselves up so that Spirit may express itself by means of us, for that greater good to come forth by means of us. But we make excuses sometimes. Like, I'm too old to have a relationship, or I'm too young, I'm too poor, I'm too rich, I'm not this, I'm not that. The truth is, you're perfect just the way you are. Now, can you accept that? Or are you onto the yeah, but bus? Can you accept that you're perfect just the way you are? Or are there things you have to change to be perfect? Because you see, if you can't accept yourself as being perfect just the way you are, no matter what you change on the outside, you'll never be perfect enough. You'll always be one of those, I'm not enough. Now, I can remember not thinking that I was good enough for my parents' love. That's hard. Until I finally came to the realization after much therapy that I already was. And I got into this teaching and I became a minister partly because I wanted to get good enough for God. And guess what I found out? You can't get good enough for God. Do you know why? Because you already are. There's no getting good enough. There's no getting good enough. You do not have to get good enough for anybody or anything because you already are. If you're good enough for God, that's all that matters. And you are. You're good enough for that life to express itself by means of you, otherwise you wouldn't be expressing it. You wouldn't be it. Now there's times that we need to set a course of action in our lives. To set a course for what it is that we do want to have expressing in our lives. Whether it's relationships or it's what we're doing in work, because actually work is a relationship with Spirit too. What we're doing in the universe, relationship that we have with our bodies, with our health, that's another relationship. I found that if I'm arguing with my body, generally the body wins. So we have to make friends with our bodies. We have to try to make friends and feel that what I'm doing when I do my work is that I'm expressing love. Because if I'm going to work just to get a paycheck, they don't pay enough. But if I can recognize that what I'm doing is serving Spirit, serving God, serving the greater idea, I can get excited about it. Because then I'm really expressing love in the world. I'm expressing love through whatever it is that I'm doing. It doesn't have to be a great thing. We're told that we don't have to do great things, just do small things with love. And that's great enough. What is it that you want to do? What has God got in store for you? What is within you that wants to express, that you want to know, that you want to be, that you want to do, that you want to have, that up until now you haven't done because of, I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm too this, I'm too that. See, there's no limitations in Spirit. There's no limitations to God. Thomas Troward once said that if we regard the fulfillment of our purpose as contingent upon any circumstances, past, present, or future, I know some of you out there know this, you can repeat it along with me, we're not making use of first cause. We have descended to the level of secondary causation, that's effect, which is a region of doubts, fears, and limitations, all of which we are impressing upon the universal subjective mind with the inevitable result that it will build up corresponding external conditions. Which is basically saying, if you think you can't, if you think they won't let you, you're right. But that's only because you're thinking that way. It's because you're limiting yourself by what you think, what you allow to be true. It goes on to say, but if we realize that the region of secondary causes, that stuff out there, what people are telling you to do, your size, shape, sex, nationality. When we recognize that as the region of mere reflections, we shall not think of our purpose as contingent upon any circumstance whatsoever, but shall recognize it by embracing our purpose in the absolute. What's that mean? Centered in spirit. We can release the treatment. We can release we can release the spirit to the perfect form to come forth into our life. We formed the idea in the absolute, and then maintaining that idea, we have shaped that first cause into the desired form, and then we can await the result with cheerful expectancy. Cheerful expectancy. What do you have cheerful expectancy for in your life? I hope it's more than just retiring. You know, too many people are just working away until they say, oh, someday I'm going to retire. Well, that's fine, but then what do you do? It's fine to retire, but so long as you got something else to do that you're given to life, you're given to God. I know with Thanksgiving coming up, a lot of us are expecting turkey and trimmings, all kinds of good things. Any other pumpkin pie eaters out there? Probably a couple. Cherry pie is good too. Anybody ever have a fig pie? No. Well, one of the things that I recognize is that the Bible's got some really good stories in it. You know, when Jesus was heading towards the city from a night's lodging, he saw this fig tree. He thought he'd go up and have a fig. He was hungry. The fig tree didn't have any figs on it. So what did he do? He damned it. Basically, he had that tree wither. And his disciples said, what is this? He says, as I believe, so it's done unto us. As you believe, so it is done unto you. And if you believe enough, you can say not only what I have done, but you can look to this mountain and say, be gone, and it shall fall into the sea. What this all means is that Jesus could be hangry. I had to say that. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's hard to kind of pull those things together. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We need to embrace a greater realization of who we really are. Because if there's anything you want to do in life, whether it's your health, your wholeness, your relationships, your love life, your abundance, we don't just say affirmations. Some people think that we're just about positive thinking. We're not. I hate it when people think, oh, you guys are the folks that just think positively. And I really get annoyed when people just think we're only about positive thinking. No. What we're doing is changing consciousness. Big difference. Because you can say a bunch of lovely words, but unless your consciousness is changing, all you know is you're lying to yourself. That's really disappointing. And people say, don't see things happening, and you just sound like a Pollyanna. See, our teaching goes much deeper than that. In our teaching, you actually have to embrace a change in your consciousness, change the energy. Einstein once said that everything is energy. I can remember Robert Bitzer saying, everything is consciousness. It's basically the same stuff. And that if Einstein went on to say that if you match your energy with the energy of any particular thing, eventually you will have that thing. Likewise, if you match your consciousness with whatever it is that you would choose to be, to do, to have, it shall be yours as well. It has to be. So we need to work at the level of consciousness. We need to recognize how we do that is not just by saying, I am rich, I am healthy, I am love, but by really embracing the truth of that because of who we really are. We are God expressing by means of us. We are of Spirit. We're not just children of Spirit. I don't even like to call ourselves adopted children of Spirit. We are the I am that I am, expressing and individualizing by means of me and by means of you. You are that I am. And when you embrace that idea, when you realize that idea, you're just not praying, believing in the power of God. You're praying, believing as the power of God. It's not just God in expression through what you think. It's God in expression because of what you are. I like it when people tell me that they don't like what they're getting in life. And they don't like what they're getting in life. They try all this spiritual mind treatment. They try all this other kind of stuff. And they just don't like what they're getting in life. My dear friend, Reverend Doug Craig, he has a good comeback to that. He says that if you don't like what you're getting in life, what are you giving in life? Because what you give is what's coming back to you, pressed down and overflowing. What are you giving to life? You know, I had the opportunity to make up our committed giving renewal form today. Now, for those of you who haven't filled yours out, I suggest that you do so. And do whatever you feel to be right to do. It's said that you can't outgive God, but I also know what my own comfort zone is. You don't want to give beyond your own comfort zone much. But I had to get real with myself, and I had to get honest with myself. If we're told to seek thee first the kingdom of heaven, that's the domain of consciousness, the domain of God. And if our closest spiritual source of spiritual food is the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, I need to give to that. If it's really important to me, if I'm really going to seek first the kingdom of heaven and all these other things give it up to me, I need to first focus on what's important to me, spirit. And then I asked myself, how much do I spend in entertainment in a month? Maybe I could spend that much by giving it to the center, which is a tax write-off anyway. I think we need to get honest with ourselves as to what's really important in our lives. What is really important in your life? What do you really like to have more of in your life? That's what you want to be giving to. Now, back to loving relationships. You know, there's a lot of people that find it difficult to have a loving, committed relationships. Why is that, you think? Because they get afraid. They've been in a relationship and it didn't work out, so then they're hurt. They're afraid to risk again. Or perhaps they've got the wrong idea about what getting in a relationship's about. It's you know, it's the old boy meets girl, or these days girl that meets girl, or boy meets boy. It doesn't really matter. It all has to do with not just the physical attraction, but what does spirit have to bring? What do you have to learn from one another? What do you have to share with one another? I think life's a lot better if you have somebody to share it with. Now, if you choose to be a person that wants to live alone, that's great. But that's kind of hard these days because there's 8 billion other people in the world. It's kind of hard to be alone. So I think it's easier to select the people you want to be with. And to do that, though, we have to set expectations. We have to set, not expectations, but we have to set, we have to know in ourselves the type of qualities that we want to have in a relationship. We need to know whether we want somebody who's honest. If we want somebody who's going to be honest, we better practice honesty. If we want somebody that's spiritual, we better be practicing our spirituality. If we're wanting to attract somebody that works diligently, we better be doing our part. Because you always get what you give. We are always that. So gang, the good news is you already got it all. You already have it all. Everything you ever wanted, you already have. Because you are the individualization of the all in all. God knowing itself by means of you. And all we have to do, don't you like that? All we have to do is embrace that within ourselves. Embrace that within ourselves. Know that to be true. I'm serious. Know that to be true. And then do the right thing in front of us to do. Treat and then beat your feet. And with that, I'm going to give you over to Reverend Dr. Maxine.
Yay!
Thank you.
Preach, preach, preach. That was great. Thank you so much. Wasn't that wonderful? He has very healthy expectations, and I love that. And we have a pretty wonderful relationship together because of what we practice. So he speaks the truth. Thank you, darling. No, it's okay. So I love that. I really appreciate it. You see, this is the month of appreciation. Actually, every day is, but we continue to live in everyday wonder. That's our theme for the year. And this month is the art of appreciation. So the more we appreciate, as he beautifully said, ourselves, our relationship with the divine, and one another, the more beautifully our lives unfold. So now I'm going to invite us to think about one of the important things he was sharing about, which is sharing our time, our treasure, and our talent, because that's what solidifies, deepens, and grows, expands a beloved center like ours. And this is my beloved center too. So however you choose to give your gift, and thank you for giving your gifts and for being so consistent about it. However that is, know that something beautiful is unfolding, and you have reason to feel a cheerful expectancy. As you give, you receive tenfold. So will you say with me our prosperity celebration affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. As my tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless, it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
Singing a song that she wrote called Love Swirls Around.
Just before I start, I want to let everybody know that when I was 8 years old, I stood in this hall all the way in the back, and I looked at all the musicians on stage and I said, I'm going to be up there. And I didn't know when, and I had is called Love Swirls Around, and I wrote it with one of my best friends back home, so I hope you enjoy it. Things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. Try to live in the moment. Know this is where we belong. Try to clear our busy head. Try to stay strong. Things happen for a reason. Every time or place. Things happen for a reason. Inside there is a space. This time has a purpose. There's nothing that love can't face. Just know that we are one and know that we are love. Love swirls around on the inside. Over comes down at the bar hand. When we're not sure what we become. Love's the connections that makes us one. There can always be tough times in our own world or place, but take time to realize we are the ones who are blessed. Things happen for a reason. Be grateful for who you are. Things happen for a reason. Don't ever stray too far. This time has a purpose. There's nothing that love can't face. Just know that we are one and know that we are love. Love swirls around on the inside. Over comes down out of our hands. Boy, we're not sure what we become. Love's the connection that makes us one. When we're lost and scared, feel like no one is there. When we need someone to show us the love. When we're lost and scared, feel like no one is there. When we need someone to show us the love. Things happen for a reason. Love swirls around, overflows out. When we're not sure what we become. Love's the connection. Love swirls around on the inside. Overflows out of our hands. When we're not sure what we become. Love's the connection that makes us one. Love's the connection that makes us
Good morning. My name is Edie Janik, and I'm happy to serve as the president on the Board of Trustees for the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, which is where that young lady who just sang that fabulous song grew up. And what a wonderful testimony. She said she was going to do it, and she did it. So, and I'm all, breathe. It's wonderful. I love it. Thank you, Emily. And another person that made me cry today, Reverend Mike. thank you for sharing your wisdom and your sense of humor with us. So, so many wonderful. I can't even point out one specific gem out of that entire talk. I mean, it was just chock full of wonderful things. So thank you for sharing all of that with us. A great inspiration. And I have lots of announcements today. I'm going to try to condense them, but I wish I had an assistant to help me with this 10 pages. But don't worry. Stay in your seats. An assistant. See? I put it out there to the universe, and here she is to help me. Stand on this side, though. All right. So, stay in your seats. We've got some important events coming up, some classes, and so on. So I'm going to give you the details on those. First of all, here. It's kind of fun. So we're excited to hold another in-person Sunday celebration. This is next Sunday. We'll be at the Hyatt House located at 240 Mall Boulevard in King of Prussia. For directions and details, of course, you know where to go. The website.
What?
Just say the website. The website. Okay. I just wanted to say the website, but you can go to the website, click on the link on the homepage, or go to the events calendar for Sunday, November 27th. It's going to be a wonderful time. We're having our bountiful bouquet, fabulous talk, community, celebrating our prosperity and our abundance and giving thanks. And we will also be able to have the opportunity to share our bounty with others. It's a great opportunity for us to give joy and abundance to others by supporting the Tredyffrin and Easttown Care, or T&E, organization. They have a holiday drive each year, and what they do is they're going to provide valuable assistance to those who are in the area in temporary need. So we will have a special container for receiving monetary gifts, which will be converted into gift cards that will be donated to the holiday drive for T&E and holiday T&E care drive, and we'll turn those into them. So thank you for that in advance. And we also have a wonderful class starting this week on Tuesday with Bo, and it is called Living a Beautiful Life. Now, who doesn't want that? Living a beautiful life. Using science of mind principles in every area of your life. In this series, it's a four two-hour workshops make up the series, beginning on Tuesday, November 22nd, exploring at a deep level how to use the science of mind to expand and enlarge our awareness and experiences in the areas of health, wealth, love, and relationships. So 4 workshops dedicated to each one for each of those: health, wealth, love, and relationships, and work and creative expression. There will be lively discussions, profound spiritual practices, and deep exploration of our desires and goals in each of the 4 areas of our lives. This is a love offering donation series of workshops. You can attend all 4. You can choose the one that speaks to you most to explore areas that you are most interested in. Workshop is presented by Bo Smith, our religious science practitioner. Hi, Bo. I'll be there. So looking forward to it. And November Bot Spot, it's on our website. It's also included in the Thursday information emails that are sent out. And so that was written in the beginning of November. Here we are already towards the end of November, but it was my reflection on how we get to express our vote for something. So right now it is intentional giving program season here at the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. So we are setting up our intentional giving program for 2023, and we ask that you thoughtfully consider your commitment to supporting the center. And there have been emails and snail mails sent out in regards to that. And so each of us has the opportunity to cast a vote for the future. Is a little snippet from the bot spot. Cast a vote for the future of the GPCSL community by participating in the 2023 Intentional Giving Program at the level that feels good. Every contribution matters, regardless of the actual amount of it. It's about everyone participating. So as everyone participates and at different levels, we collectively make a difference and help the center plan for the future in a fiscally successful way. It gives us the insight needed for responsibly investing our resources on things like a new space for classes and celebrations, events, staff, and 2023 marks our 30th year anniversary, so I'm hoping we'll have a big party. So please return your intentional giving form to the center no later than Friday, November 25th, 2022. It's coming up quickly. You can return the form by mailing it to the office to the attention of the treasurer or by emailing the information to Karen Davis, which is kmdavis031@gmail.com. All right. So we started off, I think a few months ago, we said that we wanted to start having at least one in-person event or gathering each month, but we are now on a regular basis meeting twice a month. So we're happy to let you know we are actually holding 2 in-person Sunday celebrations this month, and special thanks to Suzanne and Rick Smethers for hosting our live Sunday celebrations at their office in Eagleville. As we talked about earlier, the Science of Mind textbook continues, 2.5 years now? Man, what a rich, wonderful experience. So you can still pop in. Oh, forgot something on that one. You can still pop in, and I'm supposed to have some Science of Mind magazines up here somewhere. Look at all this help. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Very good. So the reason I'm asking for these props is so I really need help with this today. Speaking of Science of Mind, the Science of Mind magazine is now on sale. It's almost a 50% sale. Now through January 31st, 2023, the sale price amounts to $250 per issue. That's a significant savings. It's normally $495. So, check out the details and how to purchase by clicking on the link on our homepage or go to our blog page on our website. It's a good deal. And again, it's a good deal. It's almost half off. Yeah. They're great magazines. Great. And if you're watching us and enjoy our Sunday celebrations and love notes on our Facebook or YouTube channel, please be sure to like, to subscribe, and to share with others. When you subscribe, you'll receive notices when our Sunday celebration and our daily love notes are uploaded. All right. And there's nothing in here for... Okay, well, we want to see everybody next Sunday at the Hyatt House in King of Prussia. But looking beyond, looking beyond that, we have a annual winter solstice celebration on December 17th. So mark your calendars for that. It will be at the Rick and Suzanne Smethers office, Interprod office in Eagleville. Wonderful evening of music, celebrating the common threads throughout various faith traditions. So, having unity among diversity. It's a fan favorite, I think, here in the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. All are welcome. And we'll have music and we'll sing. And I think there's going to be some snacks. We love that too. And that's going to be December 17th. Yes. So mark your calendars for that. The theme is, now my amygdala is going to go. No. The theme is grace in the night and joy in the light as we welcome in the longer days. So next Sunday, we'll see you there. I think I mentioned everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Edie, and thank you to your able assistant, Mila. That was lovely. You needed an assistant today with all that. Thank you all for being here. It has been wonderful. Reverend Mike, we loved it. We love you. It was an amazing experience. And now let's have a closing song by Sue Riley. It is called Love is Drawn to Love.
Make me some room close by your side. Love is drawn to love. Here in this place, hearts open wide. Love is drawn to love. We'll find our song, sing it together. Love is drawn to love. With harmony, everything's better. Love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love, love, oh, love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love, love, oh, love is drawn to love. Stand up for truth, lift up your voices. Love is drawn to love. Follow your heart, you'll see the choices. Love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love, love, oh, love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love, love, oh, love is drawn to love. Love, love, oh, love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love. Love is drawn to love.
So everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Know that go out and see somebody and tell them you love them, because you're recognizing your own self. So let's have a closing benediction. Let's know that right where we are, love is expressing itself higher and better than ever before, and we go forth and we carry that to the world. For that is the truth, and so it is.